Hey G Squad, welcome back to an episode of Is It Worth It? So today's episode we have this cool right here, and pretty much what this is a Mac Mini. If you see the size of the packaging for this one is much smaller than Mac Studio. The Mac Studio is much bigger, and the cool thing about this new Mac Mini is the fact that it does use an M2 chip instead of M1 chip. So it's definitely using an upgraded version compared to the previous version, which is pretty nice. So obviously since I do have the Mac Studio, I'll show you guys what it looks like in a second compared to this one. But first I'm going to open this up and show you guys what the inside looks like. So what I'm going to do is peel it in the back, same thing for the bottom. And if you guys do open up, once you guys do open it, here's what the inside looks like. So let's do take it out. Right here we do have the product, and underneath that we do have some more stuff. Let's take it out. So first the inside right here, they do have the user manual to teach you guys how to use it. And right here they do provide a sticker for you to use, and that's everything inside. Right underneath that we do have the cable for you to plug it in for the power supply. So let's do take it out. Once you guys do take it out, here's what the cable looks like. So I do feel the material that's on the cable is cheaper than the other one for the Mac Studio. For the Mac Studio, it's like nylon braided. Let me actually go get it and show you guys what I mean. So right here we do have the cable for the Mac Studio. If you guys can see, the quality of the cable on here is actually much more high quality. It's like super nylon braided or something. So this cable should last you guys much longer than the other one, which is for the Mac Mini. You can see right here. So when I do put side by side, you guys can see the difference on here. And that is everything that's included in the package. Now let's show you guys the actual product. So what I'm doing is remove the tape on the side. And also for the bottom. Once you guys do remove it, here's what the product looks like in the front. Here is the top, here is the side, here is our side, and then here we do have the back. And you see the back right here, we do have a lot of different output. So we do have the main power supply, we do have the Ethernet option, we do have a power button, we do have 4 USB-C options that also work as a Thunderbolt option to connect it onto your screen. We do have HDMI option, we do have 2 USB option, we do have an aux option, and right here is probably the ventilation fan to help it prevent it from overheating when you guys do use it. So I bring it up close, here is what the part looks like, and then right here is what the bottom part looks like. It does say Mac Mini, and if you guys look carefully on here, there's an indicator light to show you guys when it's on or off, I believe. And when you guys do feel the overall weight of the product, it actually feels super lightweight. It definitely feels a lot more lightweight compared to the Mac Studio. So now let me show you guys what the Mac Studio looks like at a side-by-side comparison. So here's the Mac Studio. In front we do have an SD card option and 2 USB-C option. And here we do have the interior light. Here's what it looks like on the side. Here is our side. And then here is the back. So you can see there's a lot more outlet on here, and there's a built-in speaker on here when you guys do use it. But pretty much you guys do have 4 USB-C option with Thunderbolt option. We do have Ethernet option, the power supply, 2 USB option, HDMI option, and the aux option. And here we do have the power button. And when you guys do look at the bottom, here is what the bottom part looks like. It does say Mac Studio. I believe on the bottom right here is also the speaker as well. And probably for this part right here is the ventilation fan to prevent from overheating when you guys do use it. And right here is the top. So I do put both of them side by side. You can definitely see the difference on here when you guys put it side by side. It's probably like 3 or 4 times the size of the Mac Studio. And obviously when you guys do carry it, this one's much more lightweight than this one. But when you guys compare the specs between both of these, obviously the Mac Studio is much more powerful in terms of what you guys do get, especially if you guys do max it out. For this Mac Studio that I do have right here, I did not fully max it out. I almost did. What I got was the M1 Ultra with 20 core to 48 core. And then for the memory, I did max it out to 128. In terms of the storage, I got 2 TB. I feel like I didn't need any more than 2 TB. That was a good amount. But if I needed to actually transfer the files from here onto another device, I can use my portable hard drive. So that's what's on this one. Where for this one right here, I do have the M2 Pro chip. That's 12 core to 19 core. In terms of the memory that's on here, I got 32 GB. And then for the storage, I got 1 TB on here. So obviously because of the size of the product, it won't be as powerful as the Mac Studio. But I wanted to do a comparison to show you guys the power on here when you guys do use it. And also to show you guys what's on here compared to Mac Studio. So obviously in the front, you don't get the SD card and the USB-C option for this one, which is Mac Mini. But when you guys do look at the back, you do get the same thing. So you get the power supply, you got the USB-C option, the Ethernet option, USB option, HDMI option, and the aux option. I don't think the Mac Mini actually has a built-in speaker, but we'll find out in a second. But for the Mac Studio, you do. The Mac Studio speaker doesn't work that well, or it doesn't really sound that good, just like how I showed you guys in the previous unboxing video. But let's go plug these in and test it out to show you guys the difference on here when you guys do use it. And then we'll come back and talk more about it in a second. Alright, so right here I do have both products plugged in. And right here I do have my studio display. So what I'm going to do right now is turn it on and show you guys what it sounds like when you guys do use it. And also show you guys what it sounds like when you guys do turn it on. So let's start this one. Alright, so that's what it sounds like. And then for this one. it's much more quiet when you guys do use it if it's in here. And for the Mac Mini, when you guys do use it, since it's so small and they don't have the USB-C option in front, you guys have to plug in from the back. So what I want to do is turn it around to the back. And what I want to do is plug in my Thunderbolt cable onto my studio display. So let's plug it in first. And when you guys connect a new device, you guys have to set up your keyboard and your mouse. So I do have this keyboard right here from the Apple brand. And I do have this Logitech mouse. So I want to do is connect a new one. And I want to do the same thing for the keyboard. Let me use two hands. It's kind of hard with one hand. Alright, so we got connected. So obviously if it's your first time using the product, you do have to set everything up. And right now trying to connect it on the keyboard, but will not work. The reason why is because it's connected to the Mac Studio. So what I'm going to do right now is turn off the Mac Studio first. Once that turns off, it should recognize it on here. So what I'm going to do right now is finish the setup process first, and then we'll show you how it works. So I'm going to use my MacBook Pro right here to actually set it up, and it should start transferring all the files over. So obviously when you guys are transferring a file over to a new MacBook, if you guys are transferring from your previous MacBook, it will take some time. And you see right here, I do have Signbench all set up as well. So what I'm going to do right now is run it and see what happens for the test. So it's probably going to take a few minutes. I'm going to let it finish running first and see what the result is. And while it's running that, I'm going to test this as well to show you the difference of this one versus Mac Studio when you guys do use it. So I'm going to let this one run as well and see the result. Alright, so we just finished running it. And see this is what the result looks like. So the memory is 3901. The CPU is 21547. And you see all the other stats on here as well. And one thing that I do notice right now when we do have it on, I do feel a lot of hot air coming out of it. So I feel like for the Mac Mini, when you guys do use it for really powerful stuff, especially when you guys are running tests like this, it does generate a lot of heat, especially when it's so small compared to Mac Studio. But while we're waiting for it to finish, let me show you guys a test on this Mac Studio for this test right here to show you the difference. Alright, so now I have it connected onto my Mac Studio. So let's do run the test. While I was running the test, let's go back to the Mac Mini and show you guys what the result is for Signbench option. So I do unplug it. Let's plug it here. Here's the result, you can see. So it definitely runs pretty fast when you guys do use it. But here is the numbers. So feel free to remember this number right here. And now let's unplug it and show you guys what the result is for the Mac Studio compared to this number that I do see right here. So 21,000 and 3,900. So we do unplug it and plug it back here. So I'm gonna see how it's still running. But when I do look at the number on here, it's much higher. So it's 40,000 compared to the other one, which was around like 20,000. And for memory option, it was like 3,900. Let's see what the result is once it's finished. Probably a few more minutes, a few more seconds. Alright, so that's the result. 4,400 or 4,500. So it's a little bit higher for the memory. But for CPU, I've been seeing a huge difference when you guys compare it. But in terms of quality, when you guys do use it, it's actually very similar. Let me play a video to show you what I mean. So the first one I'm going to test out is from the Mac Studio. And I'm going to show you guys what it sounds like with the speaker on here. Alright, so that's the Mac Studio. Now to show you guys the Mac Mini. Alright, so now we got connected to the Mac Mini. If you guys do play the video, let me show you guys what it sounds like with the audio that's on here. Alright, let's give it a try. So when here, the audio quality on here is not as good as the Mac Studio. But when you guys play the speaker on the studio display, it works even better, which I'll show you in a second. But when you guys do look at the quality on here, it's slightly different. You still get that like 4K video quality when you guys do use it. But it's something about the quality when you guys do look at it is slightly different. I'm not sure why, even though I'm using a 4K display. But what I'm doing right now is use the audio that's on right here to show you guys the difference of the Mac Studio versus Mac Mini using the studio display speaker that's built into the back. And you guys don't even turn it on max, like halfway is good enough. So if we do play it. If as you hear the quality when you guys do play it, there's a huge difference. So that's a quick little test to show you guys the difference on here when you guys get either one of these. Obviously, the Mac Studio performs a lot better when you guys are using it for processing data, editing videos, and etc. But if you guys want something that's very basic and very small for you to do work, maybe at home, maybe in office, or anywhere else, the Mac Mini performs pretty well if it's even this quick little test. And like I mentioned, when you guys do use it, you do have to get like a studio display or some kind of monitor. If you guys are interested in the studio display, feel free to go check it out. The one that got right here is a nano glass option that can be really helpful when there's reflection on the glass. Like even right now, you can see there's no reflection on here when the sun is shining on it, which is really nice. And also for the one that got right here, it does have a tilt option. So what I mean by the tilt option is right here in the back. When you guys do tilt it, you do have the option raise it up and raise it down. And you do have the option bend it as well, which is really nice. So there's all those different options on here. For the stand option, you guys have to pay a little bit more. I got everything all maxed out because I do want the stand that give you guys this option. But here it actually looks like in the back. And top right here, we do have the speaker. And it also has it in the bottom, underneath right here as well, if you guys are interested. But here's a quick little test to show you guys what you guys do get between the Mac Studio versus Mac Mini. Welcome back, guys. So now this is a quick test of the product. It definitely actually does work and should work quite well. So obviously, like I mentioned, when you guys compare both of these, the Mac Mini is much more portable, it's much more budget friendly when you guys do get it. Compared to the Mac Studio, it's like double the price of what you guys pay for the Mac Mini, which is totally understandable because of all the different specs that you get on here. It's so much better. Like it's get more than double the memory on here when you guys do max it out. And if you guys want to max out like the CPU or GPU, you guys can do that as well. For me, I did not max out the Mac Studio because I feel like I did not really need to max it out. Like even having the M1 Ultra of 20 core to 48 core, that was actually pretty fast already for the performance I do need when I do edit videos or watch videos on there, especially when I do use it with my studio display, just like how I see from the test. And obviously when you guys get either one of the device, you guys need to get a display. So if you don't have a monitor or something, it will not work. So you definitely want to make sure you do have a monitor before you guys do purchase it. But that is everything that's on the product. Now to unboxing and test the product. Now to answer the question of whether or not it's worth it or not. So for the Mac Mini, I do have to say that it's pretty worth it if you guys want one, need one of these. Especially if you guys are in the market looking for a high quality product to use as a computer that also is very compact and very small. And if you guys don't need all the different specs that's on the Mac Studio, then I do have to say that it's pretty worth it. But then obviously for those of you guys who don't want or don't need one or have one of these, that obviously don't buy one and save your money on something else actually do need. So that's basically everything for this video itself. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button in the bottom. That will definitely help this video out and it will definitely help with the algorithm as well to promote more videos for you guys so you guys can see more of the videos or similar videos as well. But as always, make sure to stay positive, be you, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Is It Worth It? Peace.